Just like that. Freaking sakes, I think I lost power again. Well, she's running and she moved for the first time this year. Definitely could use a new tire on this side, of course, because it needs new tires all the way around it, but replace the front ones at some point. But the sun's pretty much gone, so I actually got to turn around and head back now because I don't have headlights, so I can't see nothing. The ground's starting to get wet now too. I finally changed the transmission oil. There's a bolt. I guess I thought that was holding up part of the pump. I don't think so. I think that bolt, that's actually the fill for it, but it's just a bolt now instead of a square bolt, you know, square-headed bolt. So they probably lost it and then they put that one in, you know, which works perfectly fine. But I tell you what, it's a pain in the ass to fill that son of a bitch. Because you get the, I think they're 1 quart containers, but they're taller, you know. So and they got a little point on them or whatever. You really can't get them in that. It's, you know, between the transmission and then the frame rail. It's pretty much impossible. And I believe that it called for 3 quarts to fill that transmission. Well, I put in a little over 3, I think. Not much, but just a little tiny bit. I'm pretty sure it took 3, but I'll have to maybe go back online again and see exactly what it took. I was thinking maybe putting 3.5, maybe even 4. Because you would think that after 3 quarts it would kind of run out the fill, but I guess maybe it doesn't do that on these trucks. I'm not really sure, but I don't know, it got a little bit over 3 quarts, and I don't think it's quieted it down any, but I can tell you what, it's probably a lot happier because that stuff that was in there, I mean, I don't know when it was last changed, if it was ever changed. I have no freaking clue. But it was a dark red. My stuff is like a, you know, a dark gold kind of color. You know, that's what it is nowadays. And that stuff had, the old transmission fluid had some, I'm not sure if it was in the transmission or if it was because of the plug or what, but there was some junk floating on top of that. Which, I don't know if that was, I don't know, you know, so, but, yeah, it's kind of hard to running around here, because my battery terminal keeps disconnecting. I don't have my battery sitting quite right, so any hard jerks with it, it pops it off and then the truck dies. But, I like to come out to this little 12-acre piece and try to, you know, well, give it some speed, you know, give it some RPMs and whatever, but I don't know, the batteries, every time you hit a slight bump it would disconnect, so I just kind of got tired of it. But yeah, so, but you can kind of hear that it's kind of, I don't know if it's just because it's straight piped or whatever, but you can kind of hear it. Almost sounds like it's misfiring. That could be because it's straight piped, or maybe because it is misfiring. I don't know. The engine does seem to run pretty smooth, but I don't think it's running the smoothest. I think it could be a lot smoother yet, but I don't know. So, but I know Roosty 6 was trying to get one of his trucks up and running. He's been having fuel issues with it, and well, I guess he's had the carburetor rebuilt or whatever, or something anyway. He had to replace or remand or something, but I think it was still kind of giving him issues a little bit. But on this truck, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but I know that, I mean, yeah, it fired up and it ran, but then after a while it kind of, it stopped getting fuel, and it was because the fuel tank was dirty, and it was plugging up the fuel lines and whatever, so we had to flush all that out, and it's been pretty good ever since. We've never touched the carburetor on this truck. The only thing that we did touch on it was idle speed. We turned it up slightly because I thought it was idling just a little bit too low, but we didn't turn it up much, obviously, but yeah, it's a runner, but I mean, it's going to need a lot of work yet before you can use it for anything. I mean, lights need to be fixed, brakes need to be fixed, some of the gauges need to be fixed, but I don't know how you can fix it besides just replacing the whole damn cluster. But apparently you can buy them. There was a guy on eBay that was selling them new, I guess, or old stock, but new. And I think he wanted like $500 for them. It was unbelievable. It's like, you know, it ain't worth it for a gauge. I could probably go get a junked one out of or go get one out of a junk truck, and it probably would be fine. But other than that, yeah, so yeah, it runs. It's just a little, yeah, and it needs a new seat. I mean, it needs the whole nine works, the whole 9 yards, I mean. But just right now is a little bit of a tinker toy, you know. So this would be its third time running, but first time actually driving somewhere, you know. But yeah, at least we got that done. Now we can call her a season. It is leaking water. The fucking rat's back to leaking again. I think it's at the bottom. I don't really know for sure, but I think it's leaking because I filled it up the last time I ran it, which was only probably about a week or two ago. It leaked out my whole 2 gallons that I put in. I think it takes like 2.5 gallons or something like that, but it drained pretty much all of it down to nothing. And I don't know if I'm going to fuck with it anymore. I might just try to see if I can get a new one at some point for it, because we got to pull the water pump anyway and replace the water pump with a new one, so you might as well just do the whole freaking works and it'll be fine. So, but other than that, I don't know what else to tell you. But it needs some wiring done here and there. Like I said, I don't have lights. I got tail lights, but I think the headlights are out because the bulbs are blowing out. I had one that was working, but then it quit. So I really should maybe replace the light bulbs and just see what happens. Because see, now I'm going to be heading home in the dark. So this video isn't going to be terribly long because I need whatever light I can get to get home. So, once the sun gets below the tree lines, it's black. It's done. It gets dark real quick. I've only been here for 8 minutes for this clip, and it's already gotten darker. And I gotta have some light to see, so when I get even back in the yard. But I guess I can use the Tahoe too. But yeah, so. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say rub it in Rishi Six's face, but I guess I'm rubbing it in your face. But the only reason why I have it running is because I changed the transmission oil finally. That's the only reason why it's running. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't even be running it. But there you go. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take off, so I guess I have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.